Well, it looks like Disney Star Wars is back to its usual self again with The Mandalorian Season 3, and it's still terrible. It's still absolutely terrible, and especially after coming off of Andor, which was, believe it or not, actually a good show. Nobody turned up for it, though, because Disney had pissed people off so much with, Obi-Wan, with Boba Fett, that nobody turned up for Andor. So, unfortunately, we've got more of this stuff on the way, most likely. Really, that's, again, you come off of Andor, which is a good show. The people involved in terms of writing have a story to tell. Then you come back to The Mandalorian, and, Jon Favreau's he's went and sat on the shitter for 20 minutes and just came up with some script with random shit happening. Because that's really, with this episode, it's riddled with the same problems the other two seasons have. All the problems that the Obi-Wan Kenobi show had. All the problems that the Boba Fett show had. There is no difference between them. It's just the same issues just coming up again. It's such just a backward show. I don't know what more to say about it. It's always funny to me that, how much people seem to love this show. It's fucking shite. That's really all there is to it with this show. It's been shite from the start. So now we're just kind of continuing that with season 3. I don't know what I can really say about it before we get into the episode, other than it's just The Mandalorian is a side quest show. He wants to get this, but oh no, I can't get that. I've got to go and get this for it. Then he goes off to get that, and then it turns into, oh, well, if you want that, Mando, you're going to have to do this job for... And it just goes on and on and on. And I guess it makes people think that something is actually happening when it isn't. It's just it's just going on side quests. There's no actual main quest. So that's really all the show is. Just filled with incompetence. Absolute incompetence. But I suppose we might as well get into the episode, because it took me about 2 hours to get through it, and I'm exhausted. It is an exhaustive show. I thought, because this is the first season I'm reviewing, I thought, this will be a bit of fun. It's quite a dumb show. But by the end of it, I was quite annoyed. I was just annoyed by just how incompetent it is, and how no scene matches. It's not really a cohesive story. It's just, all right, we need this scene and that scene and that scene. Oh, we need Mando to go and visit this guy. And then we need him to, even though he's got to go and do this, we'll have him first go and visit this person. It's like, what is going on in this show? I'm just lost. I'm absolutely, there's no sticking to the fucking plan. It's just, what we're going to do, we're now going to fuck off over here for reasons. It's just unbelievable. But I mean, I guess before we actually get him, we might as well have a recap on what's, the most recent time we've seen Mando, which was in Boba Fett. You remember Boba Fett turned into Mandalorian Season 3, just randomly. Just randomly, so we could set up our Season 3, where he lost his Razor Crest, so he decided to go get a Naboo starfighter, and he's a bounty hunter. That we will talk about in a few minutes, because it comes up in the episode. And, Season 2, he got rid of Grogu. Grogu went off with Luke Skywalker. Then they had to get Grogu back, I guess, so people go, oh, he's cute. That's about all there is to it. I guess they needed to sell some toys. Was that it, really? Because it's like we'd finished the quest to deliver Grogu off to a Jedi. And then he came back into the fucking show. Why? Because, oh, he's cute. That's about it. That's about all the thought that went into it. So, of course, they ruined Luke Skywalker once again in Boba Fett with the ultimatum he gave Grogu, which, again, that's something else that will probably come up as we're going through this episode. But of course, Grogu's back with Mando, and I guess he's just there now. From what we see in this episode, yeah, he's just there. He's just there. He's just, the girls, right? They'll go, oh, he's cute and stuff, and then people will buy little toys for the children. Fucking hell. We're already 5 minutes in. Like, let's just get into it. A lot of this stuff we can cover as we go through the episode, but it starts out with the weird culty Mandalorian weirdos, where she's, you know, the, what's her name, the Smith in Mandalorian. She's making a helmet because, well, all the Mandalorians got wiped out, down to only 3 of them. She kicked out Mando because he took his helmet off. That's a big sin for reasons. Retarded reasons. And then... So, where I'm already lost. I'm already lost. Just the amount of stuff in this episode. So, yeah, she's making a helmet because I guess they're rebuilding the Mandalorians. They're like enrolling people into Mandalorian college or something like that. So now we've got more Mandalorians, and of course the Mandalorians are stupid, and we have a scene in this. You know, we'll talk about it, but what I do find funny about this show, or just, you know, Disney Star Wars in general, is we'll be doing something that's quite, you know, it's very, very calm, and then all of a sudden they just go monster. They do that constant, or, oh, Mando's got to shoot people. Oh, these people have to, and it just comes out of nowhere. It just comes out of nowhere, and it's just, oh, we need an action scene. We need an action scene to make it seem like, oh, it's such a good show, when actually it isn't. Actually, when we involve these things, especially with the Mandalorians, is we make them look really, really dumb. So we are soon enough to get to that. So they're going to induct this boy into the Mandalorians. There's loads of Mandalorians now, so I guess she's just been rebuilding and bringing people back into her weird cult. Because that's what this section of the Mandalorians are. They are very strange. Very strange. Don't take your helmet. They made a big deal about the helmet. It's just like, get over it. Get over it. I mean, she kicked out Mando when there was only 3 Mandalorians left, and she's like, fuck off, Mando. You took your helmet off, so therefore there's got to be less Mandalorians now. So they made a big deal about that. So, you know, they bring up, she says to the boy, they read through all the shit, you know, all the inducting, in, you know, the enrolling into our cult stuff. They say, this is the way, because I guess Jon Favreau thought to himself, you know, this isn't quite interesting so far, so what we'll do is we'll say this is the way, because people love it when we say that. You know, people just love that slogan. This is the way. Just, it doesn't help that the way is backwards. It's backwards. So they go through all the stuff about, you will never take your helmet off. I will never take my helmet off. So it's all that sort of stuff. So they're doing that. And then all of a sudden, so yeah, they're just doing something. It's calm. They're doing a bit of a ceremony for this young boy. They're trying to up the numbers of their Mandalorians. And then all of a sudden, because we need an action scene, this big fucking thing jumps out of nowhere. Just this big alligator shark looking thing, whatever, a big lizard, it just comes out of nowhere. And it's like, there's no point to it. There's no point to it whatsoever. Other than, what we're going to do is, we're going to make the Mandalorians look dumb again and absolutely incompetent. Just by the actions that they take in order to stop this big monster that just came out of nowhere as we were having a ceremony. The Mandalorians are shit, honestly. You know, with how they've been adapted on screen. They're so backwards. They're not cool. They're lame. That's what they are. They can't even handle a bloody monster without making themselves just look stupid. So let's go through parts of this. I think I've gone a bit too far. Because they're shooting at it. It's like, yeah, your guns are doing nothing. Give up the guns. They're not doing anything to it. They are not affecting it. It's just a tickle to this big thing. That's really all it is. So you have guys, because I will go through this sort of frame by frame because it's funny. So you have people, like some of the Mandalorian, I don't know if I've gone over it, but there's like one Mandalorian just standing there shooting at the thing, and when it comes towards, he just stands there and carries on shooting, gets eaten. It's like, what was that? Why didn't you try and get out of the way? Maybe you don't want to get too close to this thing, considering how it spins about and moves about. You might want to go back a little bit, just so it doesn't eat you. And one thing you don't want to do is when it comes to eat you, is just stand there and keep poo. Maybe don't do that. So there's one. There's one just daft thing. So they're all running round it. Some of the Mandalorians decide to fly up, and they put their little bombs on it. Of course, it does nothing because they put it on this creature's armored shell. It's like, well, that's not going to do much, is it? It's not going to do much. You put it on its armor. So of course, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't work. So that was a good attempt, I guess. Maybe put it on its flesh. That would be better. Maybe throw it in its mouth. Something like that. Maybe not on its armored shell. Maybe don't do that. So they do that. Doesn't work. It just angers the beast. So these the reason why I'm pointing this out is because the Mandalorians are flying up and away from the beast, yet when we go to the next frame, some guy decides to... Why is he here? Why is this guy over here? What's he doing? No, he was going up that way. He was going up there. Why is he now here? And been hit by the tail? Because he's an idiot. He's a Mandalorian. They're idiots. They're just idiots. So then they attach these ropes to him. I don't know why you're doing that. What? I don't know what. It's the same with what was it in season 2 when they... What was the thing called? The big thing in the desert where they had the sand people help them to get rid of this thing that like went under the sand and stuff. And they decided to like shoot ropes into it. It's like, no, it's too powerful. It's too powerful for you to be able to hold on to. So of course, in this, the beast just spins around. They all get flung over there. Good job. Good job. I don't know what your plan was, other than we're going to drown it. I don't know. I don't know what they were going for. Oh. So, yeah, they all get flung over there. I don't know what the purpose was. What were you trying to do? What were you... Because all you would have done is just been holding it down. That's it. That's not killing it, is it? That's just, we're just going to stand here and hope to hold on to this thing that is definitely stronger than all of us. We're going to attach ourselves to it. Backwards. Just a backwards people. They really are. So, yeah, you can see here, he's just been flung over it. Oh, this is a lot more fun reviewing than it is watching. It's just, so it's just, again, it's just the same issues. It's like we have a calm, tranquil little ceremony going on, and then a big alligator thing shows up out of the blue for reasons. Oh my god, I just, yeah, it's just so, we need an action scene. We need an action scene. We ain't got a story to tell, really, so we need this action scene with the Mandalorians fighting a big crocodile. That will take up 5 minutes of the episode, and it doesn't establish anything. It doesn't give anything to characters. Does nothing. It's just there. It's just, yeah, something to look at. But no bearing on the story. Other than, we need Mando to show up and shoot it. So, of course, then you have the armorer runs out. She decides, what I'm going to do is I'm going to attack this big thing with my smithing tools. What's that going to do? What is that going to do? Your smithing tools. One of them's blunt. The other one's like scissors. What are you going to do with that? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So she gets knocked out of the way. Then this kid that's just been inducted stands in front. This guy comes along and knocks the kid out of the way and starts shooting at it. It's like, yeah, it's not doing anything. All these shots, like the amount of times they've shot this thing, and it hasn't affected it. So you continuing to do that, yeah, you're not really achieving nothing, are you? So then Mando shows up. Wow, he's such a character. Mando is such a character. He's definitely got depth and stuff. He's very, very interesting person. Very interesting. He's got a lot of personality. No, he doesn't have any of that. He does not have any of that. But he shows up and blasts this thing. I mean, it's lucky he didn't kill everyone standing around it, to be honest. I mean, I'll try and show it if it comes up. So, yeah, he blows this thing out the sky. It dies. All right, whatever. So then he pulls up. Oh, there he is. There's Mandalorian. Look at his Beskar and his helmet and his satchel. You know, amazing. And then you got Grogu. Buy our toys, please. Girls worldwide, say how cute he is. And miss all the dog shit that's in this show. So that's that. That's our opening. We're now 7.5 minutes in. And that's what we've done. So really, was it just so, oh, this is so cool. Oh, a crocodile jumps out when they're having a party. And then they can't beat it. And they all look like dumb fucking idiots. And then Mandalorian, he's so cool. He shows up in his Naboo starfighter that he, for some reason, has. Even though it makes no sense whatsoever. And he blasts it out the sky. People will think that's so cool. That's really what it was. But I suppose we're at the point where we need to talk about this Naboo starfighter. Because it doesn't make any sense why he's got it. He's a bounty hunter. Where's he going to put all the guys in a Naboo starfighter? The Razor Crest, you see, that's perfect for the Mandalorian. It's got somewhere he can go and take a piss. It's got beds. And there's storage for when he collects bounties, which is still his job. But he's got a Naboo starfighter. There's no room. There's no room. Makes no sense why he took this. He took that from the curly-headed woman that just said, I know you asked for a Razor Crest, but I got a Naboo starfighter. Just take it. Just try it out. Well, no, that doesn't suit my needs. Does not suit my needs. Why would I want this? But he has one because they decided we need to pillage the prequels for member berries. So we got him a Naboo starfighter, even though it makes no sense to have one. There's no room. He's just stuck here. Where's he pissing? He's pissing his pants. Is that what he's doing? So even if you were to take the bounty stuff away, he still needs room to sleep and all that sort of stuff. Can't do that on a Naboo starfighter. Can't do that. How many hours is he traveling in it? All these questions come up. And they haven't thought about it. They've just went, give him a Naboo starfighter. Member berries. That's all it is. That's all I say about the starfighter. Because it's so fucking dumb. It's annoyingly dumb. So he goes in, he talks to the smithing woman. And they have the same conversation that they had in Boba Fett. The exact same conversation. It's like, no, you've already spoken about this. You spoke about this in Mandalorian, in Boba Fett episode 6, I believe. I believe it was episode 6. They had the conversation about, she kicked him out of the Mandalorians and told him, if you seek redemption, you'll have to go to Mandalore. And then they have the same conversation here. So it's like, yeah, so Mando's just came to say, oh, there's redemption in the Mandalorians. All right, yeah, you've had this conversation already. You've spoken about it. Do you not remember? Oh, right, you came here so we could have a bit where you blew up a crocodile. Right. Gotcha. So that's what he's come here for, having the same conversation. And they act as if they haven't had this conversation already. Oh, it's just a hilarious show. It really is. So he turns up, yeah, he speaks about that. He needs redemption for taking his helmet off. He needs to bathe in the waters of Mandalore in order to... That's how you get your redemption. You just bathe, you just go in a bath. You took your helmet off because for some reason that is our rule, which doesn't make any sense, and it's a stupid rule to follow. Very stupid. I don't know why anyone would think it's a good idea, but that's what they have. And the way to redeem yourself is, oh, just take a bath. Just take a bath. That's it. Oh, this show's gonna break me, I think, by the end of it, because I didn't think this episode would be as bad as it is. But we're only 8.5 minutes in, and we've already been going for 20 minutes. I don't know what more to tell you. So that is pretty much all that happens in here, innit? I don't think there's much else, really. I'm just having a little look. Yeah, he turns up with some crystal. This crystal here that he says, oh, the Jawas gave me this. They got it off a man that claimed to have got it from Mandalore. So it must be fine to go there. That's I guess, what they're going for. I don't think there's much else. So, yeah, you just have the Mandalorian smithing woman say, oh, this shows Mandalore has been crystallized by fusion rays. I'm like, yeah, all right. You know, did you go there? Did you go and check? No, I don't know, but that's apparently what that means. Crystallized by fusion rays. Right, whatever that is. So that is essentially that part. So he's like, I'm going off to Mandalore, and then he goes to Navarro. We're now revisiting old friends. So he's going here for reasons that just the reason that he's here, just it baffles me. And then even when it's like, well, no, that you might as well leave that. That's not what you need. You can't have it. But Mando is so stubborn. He's like, no, I want that. I want that. And it's just like, why do you want that? It's not... I don't know. It's just so... Oh, then it turns out, oh, I need a part for that, so now I've got to go over there. So, yeah, he shows up. He goes into Navarro, and it's all, like, built up like this. So of course, now I'm questioning, what is the timeline we are on? What is the timeline of events? Because this entire place is rebuilt. Rebuilt into something grand and spectacular. It's like you must have been working on this 10 years. No. I guess the last time Mando was here was what? I don't know. I don't really know. They don't say it. Be good if they did. Be good if they, he turned up, he met with Cargo. Cargo's like, oh, it's been a couple of years. It's been a couple of years. No, they don't do that. So I'm just like, oh, right. So you've just built this amazing city within a year? 2 years at the most? And even then, I'm like, yeah, I don't buy that you've just turned this into a grandiose place. But whatever. Whatever. Everything's booming. They've got CGI food. It's like, food is real, You could have done that, but no. So they're just showing you all these creatures. You got these little things in the trees, member berries. Remember that from Return of the Jedi in the thingy's little underground base. That's what they're there for. You got C-3PO things. They're just, Mando's like, a lot of things have changed around here. So you've got this, you can imagine, fucking hell. You can imagine what we're getting to. Eventually, Mando needs something, and it happens to be this thing that is fucking dead. And he's just like, oh, I want it, but we'll get to that soon enough. We will get to that soon enough. We're now only 13 minutes into this episode. I knew coming into it, it's probably going to be a long one. I won't be surprised if we're here for at least an hour. There's just that much stuff that bothered me. That just doesn't make any sense. So you've got Cargo, and in a minute I'll show you how much they care about this show, how important it is to them, how important the quality of everything is. I will show you that in a second. But yeah, he's got like these little droids holding up the back of his cape. Okay, you need droids for that. Maybe just don't have it so long. I don't know. But you've got droids trailing. It just looks stupid. So he comes out, he's like, Din Djarin, me old friend, me old mucker. What's been going on with you? So they're going to go into his little palace. Does he say much else? Oh, yeah, so the part I wanted to talk about, or just point out rather, is, so, right, here. So essentially what they've done is, there's been an original shot of this where he speaks for longer, but they've cut the audio out of it. Yeah, I can still see his mouth fucking moving. Is that how much you care about this show? That you're like, oh, we're just gonna leave that in. That it's obvious we've cut some of the dialogue, yet his mouth is still moving up and down. He's still talking. We can't hear it. What is happening? That's how much they care about delivering quality. They're just like, no, we're not going to reshoot it, none. Nah, not going to reshoot it. We're just gonna have his mouth moving, and he's not actually saying anything. So that's how much they care about this show. That's how much they care about the audience. They definitely want to put the work in here and make sure there's no problems like that. But no, they just leave it. So he's still got these little droids. just these. I just find it hilarious. He's got these little droids holding up his cape, just so he can walk around. It's just cut it short. Just do that. But I couldn't believe that they actually left that in. His mouth moving. It's just really. It tells you all you need to know, doesn't it? That's the amount of effort. That's the amount of effort. Seems like the only people that put the effort in are the set designers and people like that. But the writers and the directors and people like that, don't care, do they? Don't care. So in here, let me just make sure we've got another 2 pages to go. So like I said, we're going to be here a while. We are going to be here a very long time. Why am I not surprised? Right, I can't see that. Right, I'm trying to sort out this bloody page. Right, there we go. That should do. I should be able to get through it there. So yeah, we essentially just get like information on. There's been a construction boom going on. That's why this entire place has been built up in. I don't know. This work looks like it should take years and years, but they've done it seemingly very quickly. But there's been a construction boom. That's how that works. Okay. He says, like, the Belters are out mining the asteroid fields. That Navarro is, as it says here, there's a lot of money to be made on Navarro. So that's, and then he starts offering Mando, like, an apartment to stay at. It's like, oh, I got a lovely apartment for you up here. Mando's like, nah, can't stay. I've got a mission. And this was the scene that they put out for promotional stuff. And it comes across like, when I first seen it, I thought, is this an advert? Is this like an advert for cheese nuts or something? You know, so it's the bit where you have Grogu like using the Force on these things. So when I first seen that getting put about, I was like, is this an advert? Is this like an advert for just cheesy fucking nuts? I don't know. That's what it was like though. So he's offering him an apartment, a place to stay. You know, it soon comes out what he wants of Mando. He's got a certain job in mind for him. And he took ages to actually put someone in place. But we'll get there. We will get there soon enough. So Mando's like, no, I've got other people. I've got other things to do. So I can't stay here. I've been kicked out of the Mandalorians. You know, he's like, oh, well, that's all the more reason to stay with us then. It's like, yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why he wants to be a Mandalorian. They've never established it. They've never shown him why he wants to be a Mandalorian. It's like, if those culty weirdos don't want you because you took your helmet off, why do you want to be in them? They are so backwards thinking. But I don't know why. I don't know why, because he hasn't spoken about it. It hasn't come across. It's just, he's a Mandalorian, so he wants to be a Mandalorian. It's the only reason. There's nothing else, really. So, of course, Cargo's all confused. It's like, I thought you finished your mission. But you're still running about with Grogu. Why? It's like, yeah, that's the questions we all have. Why did we have 2 seasons of, I can't remember now. But by the 2nd season, it's like, right, we've got to deliver Grogu to Jedi. And then once we've done that, now we can move forward with the story. Maybe do a bit of bounty hunting, stuff like that. No, they just brought it back to, he's got Grogu with him again. It's the only reason. So then Mando's like, oh, it's complicated. And that is. What happened was Luke Skywalker gave an infant an ultimatum. That is the kind of person, apparently, that Luke Skywalker is. He gave him an ultimatum. Gave him an ultimatum between going back with the Mandalorian or staying with the Jedi. For some reason, Luke Skywalker's whole thing in the original trilogy was maybe we shouldn't do what the Jedi did and cut ourselves off from loved ones, whatever. And then in Boba Fett's episode 7 or episode 6, I forget now, he said, oh no, you've got to cut yourself. Grogu's got to cut himself off from loved ones. It's like, nah, that goes against the entire thing. So, of course, Grogu chose the Mandalorian over the Jedi. And then Luke Skywalker sent a baby off on its own in his jet thing. In his jet fighter. Why am I blanking on the name of it? Just with a baby inside it. Very responsible. Very responsible. So that was what happened there. But I can't be bothered going that far into it, really. It's, whatever. So where do we go next? So, yeah, of course, we're having a conversation. And as always, everything's calm. But this droid comes in. Oh, there's pirates down at the entrance. Down in the courtyard, there's pirates. It happens constantly throughout this episode. Everything can be calm. Maybe there's a conversation going on. And then just out of nowhere, oh, there's shenanigans going on now. Every time. So they're now going down to deal with these pirates. And Cargo shows up. He says, so yeah, these are pirates that to do with some big pirate. I guess they're just setting up some sort of villain for the season, is what it seems like. That they're going to end up with these pirates after the Mandalorian. That's my guess. Or it could just be nothing. It could be just, it's just something that happened, isn't it? Something that happens on screen. When that part got written, Jon Favreau was struggling to push out his shit. So that's why it turned out to be just throw him in there. So he comes along and says, this is a school. Come back. For some reason, these pirates can't seem to understand that this building they're trying to enter is a school. So they're just constantly like, come and have a drink with us. No, that's a school. So Cargo says, come back to my office and let's have a drink. And they're like, oh no, we'll have a drink here. No, that's a fucking school. Where are you going to get your drinks from? It's a school. School. I don't know why you're not getting it. So that goes on for a bit and becomes very frustrating. Just can't accept that, it's a school. It's a school. That's what it is. So one of the pirates just mentions, this is the bar that my boss, I don't know, my boss's cut paid for. It's like, yeah, but it's school now. It's a school, so you can't drink there. So it just goes on and on and on. We want to drink here. We're drinking here. No, it's school. There's no drinking there. There's no drinking there. Stop wasting my fucking time. But they can't accept it. They're just dicks, really. And just like, we're drinking here. We're drinking here, so then they have a standoff with guns and stuff. I'm like, maybe don't do that next to a school. Maybe it's better off not doing that. But no, they have a little showdown. Mando shoots them and stuff, and that's really all there is for now. They come back up later on. He's just like, oh, tell your pirate captain, not that pirates aren't welcome on Navarro anymore. So they kill all of them except that main one, and then he's gonna run off and tell his captain, or whatever. So then we get into what Cargo wants from Mando. He says, to tell you the truth, I need a marshal. So how long has it been since you haven't had a marshal? That's my question. You don't have a marshal at the current moment. It's not very good, is it? It's not very good. Of course, we're getting the reason for why Gina Carano isn't in the show. That's because she got fired for a non-reason. But in the actual show, they just address it as she went off and joined the Special Forces after she brought back Gideon. And then he also says Gideon went off to some New Republic war tribunal. So that's sort of that's how they address it. Is, oh, she went off to Special Forces. Right. I don't even know if that would make sense if she would want to go there, would she? She was that at one point, then she left them to be in this show. I'm kind of just going on memory at this point. So, it's whatever. So yeah, he's like, I want you to be my marshal, Mando. Well, he's already told you he's not interested in staying here. He's got another mission that is going to take the entire season to complete. So yeah, Mando turns it down, and then he asks, the Mando's like, oh, let me see. Yeah, after he gets turned down when he asks Mando to be the marshal, Mando's like, oh, I came here for a reason, whatever. And Cargo's like, oh, how can we serve you? So what Mando wants is, he wants the IG-11. It's broken. It's broken. But no, Mando is so stubborn. He's just like, no, I want that one. No, he just told you it's broken. It's broken. It's now a statue. It's a little memorial of the IG-11. But Mando just can't get it through his thick fucking helmet that, oh, no, it's broken. It's broken, you see. It's broken. It's broken. Leave it. But it's the only droid I can trust. What do you need a droid for? To help me explore Mandalore? Why do you need a droid for that? I don't know. He just needs a droid. Really, and this is the only one he trusts. So, of course, Cargo's like, well, IG-11 was destroyed in the, on the lava river. So, first of all, I don't know why you've still got these parts if he had been in lava. Don't know how you managed that. I would actually have to rewatch it, because that happened in, like, Season 1, wasn't it? The very end of Season 1. To see how ruined he actually would be. So, of course, and without that, it's like, well, it's destroyed, isn't it? He explains there's parts missing, stuff like that. It's absolutely ruined. But Mando is like, nah, I want that. I want that. Just get another droid. Get another droid. I thought you weren't scared of droids anymore. I thought you'd gotten over that. And now you're like straight back to it. It's like, so yeah, you're just back to, oh no, I can only trust this droid. Just fuck off, Mando. You don't need it. You do not need it. I don't know why you need it. But he's just so stubborn about it. And Cargo's just like, no, he's fucking broken. He's ruined. And Mando's like, I want that one. Like a kid in a fucking toy shop. But there's a reason for that. It's because we need to set, eventually in this show, we have to send him on a side quest. So that's why. So they take him back. I don't think they mention anything else about it. They take him back up to the tower thing. And Mando's gonna have a shot at restoring IG-11. Do you want to know how he does it? He has one wire and another, and he just rubs them together, and it turns on. It turns on. So why did Cargo not try this? Why didn't he try this? If all it took was, you just rub a couple of wires together. That's what you do. And it comes back to life. And it's got its old programming, so it attacks Mandalorian. It tries to kill Grogu. It's got its old mission stuff in its brain. CP, MP, I don't know what it's called. Just its memory. So it starts trying to attack them. And of course, Mando, being the incompetent fool he is, he starts like missing shots when it's like right next to him. So it wakes up and it's like, kill the target, kill the target. So it's trying to kill him. Gets on the floor and Mando's like shooting at it. And I don't know why he's missing shots, because it's at close range. But he's like missing stuff. Then he just stops walking back and stands there. And the thing grabs onto his leg. Then he throws Grogu over to Cargo. Because that's what you do with babies. You just throw them. And then he starts shooting it, and he gets outclassed. He gets outclassed by a droid. The droid what I did forget to mention is Cargo just stands there, by the way. He just stands and watches, He's not going to try and help. He's not going to get involved. He doesn't want to get his cape dirty. Mando gets outclassed by this droid. The droid pushes over the big head statue, and it crushes IG-11's skull. So it's like, it's more than broken now, then, isn't it? Pretty sure everything's damaged in that. So then Mando has his little quick wit pun, and he says, what does he say? He says, "Now that's using your head." I don't know who wrote that generic shit, but someone wrote it. Well, Jon Favreau, we know. He just says that. It's off. And they're just like, I think he defaulted back to his old program. It's like, we needed you to say that. They do that as well in this show as well. They explain stuff where it's like, we already know that. We have been paying attention, you see. Don't need you to explain it again. They do that a few times. Sometimes some of them are worse than others. So that's page 2 done. We're now on to page 3. We're not far away from being finished with this fucking episode. So now, of course, he needs to go and get it fixed. So now they're going to go over here. And look how... I will point out now how small these doors are. Because it's very funny to me how he gets in there. But it's the Anzellans. These little things. I forget what they were in. Were they not in the sequel trilogy? I'm just at that point now where I've completely forgot what even happened in the sequels. Is that not like one of those things out of that? I can't remember now. It's these little things that are mechanics. And Cargo's like, these will fix you up. So they're in there, they're working on it. Then they eventually say to Mando, it's broken. It's broken, we can't fix it. And for some reason, Mando can't understand them. And I'm just like, why can't you understand what they're saying? He has Cargo in the background saying, he said he can't fix it. He said it's broken. How can Mando not understand them? They say it pretty clear, it's broken. It's they say it a bit weirdly, but it's still, it's like very obvious. They said it's broken, we can't fix it. It needs a new memory thing, and they're very hard to find. So that is our side quest that we're going to go on, I guess, in episode 2. Because as I say, he's going to go on this side quest, but first of all, he's got to go and visit someone else. For no reason. For no good reason, other than just to tell them, I'm going to Mandalore. Right. But that's what this is. We need a side quest. We need him to take this to the Anzellans, or what they were called. And then we need them to say, we ain't got a part, hard to find. So now Mandalorian's got to go off to find a part. He's got to go on a side quest. And I imagine when he goes to find that part, before he can get the part, he's going to have to do a job for this guy. And then when he goes to do the job for that guy, there's another guy he needs to do a job for. And it would just go on and on and on. It's just a continuous cycle to make it seem like we're doing something when we're actually not. And it gets old pretty fast when it's just side quests. Because Mando needs this droid for reasons we are not aware of. For reasons I'm like, well, you don't need a droid, do you? You don't need it. You don't need this particular droid. You could get any droid. You could handpick a droid that you trust. But instead you're like, no, I want the one that's been turned into a statue because it's broken. That's the one I want. Again, your own stubbornness is just delaying everything. You had a mission. Your mission was go to Mandalore, bathe in the waters of Mandalore for your redemption, and now you're like, no, I need a droid first. I need a droid. I just need a droid. Where the droid's broken. Oh, well, it's fine. I'll go and get a part. Whatever. Just wasting time. So its memory circuit's broken. They say, "No, we can't get that. It's broken, mate. Can't do nothing about it. These things are very hard to find." So one thing I'm still like just confused on how this droid and Mando got into this little place, considering the doors are so small. You know, how did they all get... So Mando had to crawl in there. So yeah. So he's got to go and find a part. Grogu starts trying to murder them all. You know, that's nothing new for him. For him. Remember, he ate all that woman's babies. Homicidal maniac. So they're going to set off on their journey to find a part, they say. But then they don't actually go and get the part. Instead, they're going to go off to see Bo-Katan. I guess it's just, oh, it's the first episode. We need to show what our main characters are up to. But Mando just turns up and says, I'm going to Mandalore. And that is all. That is all it is. So he's not going to look for the part. So that's going to be episode 2, I imagine. And then it's going to turn into another side quest. And it would just go on and on and on. We won't actually get anywhere. And again, you just have stuff in here where people seem to talk past each other. You know, Mando says, keep IG-11 safe for once I return with a part. And then Cargo says, oh, the Anzellans will find the part. It's like, no, Mando's going to get the part. What were you not listening? No, Mando's going to get it. Why are you saying, oh, the Anzellans are... No, Mando's going. But where are we now? Yeah, so they're going to set off. Of course, we get another action scene in a minute. Because, you know, again, everything's calm. And, throw some bad stuff in there. That's what we do. So he's saying to little Grogu, that has definitely been present throughout this episode. He's just been there. He's just been there. I guess that's all there's going to be to Grogu is, oh, he's just there. He's just there for... When Mando can't get out of a situation, he's got the Force. That's probably the only thing of use Grogu is going to be. It's just he's there to get Mando out of situations where we the writers can't figure out how to get him out of that situation. So we just go, he's trapped down here. Oh, Grogu just uses the Force. That's my guess. Not really going to be much to him. So Mando is teaching him the ways of the Mandalorians. I'm like, are we making Grogu a Mandalorian now? Because I don't think that's going to work, is it? I don't think so. So he's just saying being a Mandalorian isn't just about how to fight. It's about navigating the galaxy. You never know where you might be going next. So, and you decided to have a Naboo starfighter. You never know where you're going to go. So you decided to get the most useless ship for your situation, right? Okay, so he's saying all that stuff, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, his alarms start going off, and it's the pirates. The pirates have returned. They're like, did you think you could slip away after disrespecting me, after killing 4 of my brothers in cold blood? It wasn't in cold blood, really, was it? Usually cold blood is if Mando just shot them down, but he did it, you know, in self-defense. So now they're all flying after him. They go into an asteroid field. Of course, I'm not worried about Mando because he has plot armor. High quantities of it. So they just fly around here. You know, he circles around asteroids and takes out the other ships. To eventually, it's just, you know, all these weird guys. So eventually, it's just this guy left. And then he gets him to go to the main ship. He's tricked Mando to get him towards this. Where is it? To get him to this ship with this seaweed man, whatever that is. To be honest, it is a pretty cool design. I'll give it that. But yeah, it's just like this swampy looking seaweed beard guy that is the pirate captain. So he's talking to Mando. It's like, oh, did you think you could do this with me 4 guys and there'd be no consequences? Of course, there isn't any consequences because they get a target lock onto Mando's ship, and then Mando just flies off really fast. I guess they're just setting this up for the season. We're now gonna have pirates chasing Mando that are then gonna get in the way of, like, give us a reason for not continuing the story, not doing what we have to do. That's probably what the purpose they're gonna serve to the story is. Oh, they just get in the way. They get in the way, and there's not really going to be any consequences because Mando can't fail. So yeah, so after talking about all this stuff of, oh, we're gonna go and find this part so I can get on with me mission. He then goes off to some planet. What does he call it? This is Kilvala, something like that. It's in the Mandalorian system, and then he says that's a Mandalorian castle. The amount of times the word Mandalorian is mentioned in these episodes is insane. It's just constant Mandalorian. They just say it all fucking episode. It's like, just come up with a new word. Everything is just Mandalorian. There's a Mandalorian castle. I'm a Mandalorian twat. It's just constantly. I mean, how many times do you think I've said the word Mandalorian this entire show? This entire review? I'm pretty sure I've said it about 1,000 times at this point. So yeah, they're just like, oh, it's this castle down here. So they go in there. And he goes to see Bo-Katan. You're like, oh, well, Mando, I thought you were looking for a part for IG-11. That was your quest. But now you've come to see Bo-Katan. I guess we need to see what she's up to. I guess. Because it doesn't really result in anything. It's more of... well, we'll go through it anyway. Let me just get to where I am. So Mando shows up. He says, oh, Bo-Katan, I am here to join you. It's no, you were looking for a part a minute ago. Why are you joining them? You were looking for a part to do your quest. And now you're here saying, I'm here to join you. That's what it just comes out of nowhere. It just comes out of nowhere. It's like, no, you were meant to be going to get a part. Continue that, please. Or at least have a reason for coming here. Other than, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and see Bo-Katan. And I'm just going to say to her, I'm going to Mandalore. And that's all it is. That's all it is. And she's a bit pissy about... she says, like, oh, there's nothing left to join. And Mando's like, what of the plans to retake Mandalore? Bo-Katan says, I returned without the Darksaber. I returned without the Darksaber, and my forces melted away. Like, they all just went away because you didn't have this Darksaber that for some reason is, oh, whoever has the dark, edgy saber can rule Mandalore. I don't know why that's a rule, but it is. Yeah, she's just like, yeah, Mando asks about where's your stolen fleet. She says, oh, they're now mercenaries going out and doing whatever. So she says to Mando, you lead them. You lead them. Go and wave around that thing, and they'll follow you. So they're basically re-explaining how the Darksaber. It's like, yeah, we know this. We know this. We know all this. We know how it works. Don't need to reiterate it. So then Mando, because he's he's a bit slow upstairs. He says, so you've gave up on retaking Mandalore. So yeah, that's what she just said. It's just what she said. Said that's not the plan anymore. And you were like, so you're not. Fuck off, Mando. Yeah, and then she's like, your cult gave up on Mandalore long before the Purge. Where were you then? Well, he was a child then, wasn't he? That was when he was a child. I don't know why he's responsible. I don't know why he's responsible for anything. Where were you then? I don't know what the fuck you're going on about. And then it just ends on Mando saying, I am going to Mandalore. And she's like, you are a fool. Yep. Yeah, he's a fool. She just calls, you superstitious weirdos. It's all just superstition about, oh, you must go here. Yeah. But for some reason, Mando still wants to go along with it. That, oh, I must redeem myself by going in a bath. Fucking whatever. So yeah, that's literally it. He was meant to be going to get a part, and then he comes here to say, I'm going to Mandalore. All right. Why you tell me? Why have you come to see me, Bo-Katan, to tell me that you're going to Mandalore? Do you need my blessing? No. Again, it wouldn't be as bad if it didn't come out of nowhere, but it does. He just goes down here to tell her, I'm going to Mandalore. Right? So, as you can imagine, that pissed me off. Because I was just like, oh, it's just come out of nowhere, isn't it? But that brings us to the end of the episode. I was glad when it was over. I really was. So, yeah, he just walks out after saying that. I'm going to Mandalore. Right, okay. But again, I guess it was just, we're just visiting people to show what they're up to. When it's just like, oh, he's just come here without giving us any reason for coming here. But it's probably gonna be a while till he goes to Mandalore. He's gonna have many side quests between where he is now to there. My guess is for the next episode, he's gonna go to get the part, but then it will turn into something else. There'll be someone preventing him from getting the part, and then he'll have to go and do a job for them. And then when he goes off to do that job, there's going to be someone else that will come up that he'll have to go and do. Then it will be someone else, and the cycle just continues until we reach episode 8, the finale. And then he goes to Mandalore, and we're supposed to just go, oh, that's amazing. It looks so good. Forgetting about all the shit in between. That is my guess, but I wasn't really surprised going into this. I was just, I thought with this show, it'd be more fun doing this one. It just ended up pissing me off more. Again, it's always good once you've watched it. That's when the fun begins. Because I can then sit here for about an hour, take the piss out of it a bit, point out why it's so bad. A bit of fun, a lot of bloody fun. So I do appreciate Disney for that. They do give you the good laugh, but it was exhausting to actually watch, mainly because I had to keep pausing all the time. So of course, as I said at the start, it took about 2 hours to actually watch the entire episode. And now, yeah, we've been here an hour, which, yeah, when I was going through this, I'm like, this is going to take ages to get through. It's going to take ages. But I think we've covered pretty much everything. I don't think I'm being unfair to it. I'm pretty sure there's just loads of issues. You know, if it was one issue here and there, it wouldn't be as bad. But it's like every scene, there is just something stupid to comment on. It's just fucking insane. But again, it tells you all the thought, the amount of thought that gets put into it. Not much. Not much, whereas you had Andor, that was actually good. Well done, put together, well written. No, it wasn't full of issues or anything like that. And then we come to this, and it's just like, oh yeah, that's fucking, oh my god. You ain't put no effort into that, have you, John? But again, that's been obvious for a very long time, that Jon Favreau doesn't care. I'll tell you why he doesn't care. I'll tell you why it's obvious. Well, I'll tell you the reason why I know he doesn't care is because he's actually made good stuff in the past. You know, he made Iron Man. That's a great fucking movie. So that's how I know he doesn't give a shit about this. It's just the paycheck, really. That is all it comes down to. I can't even say anything about Mando this episode. Even he's not a character. He has no character traits or anything like that. It's just, oh, I go around, do random shit. That's it. It's just, yeah, there's not much to it, really, is there? Not much to this show. But again, it's nothing new for this. You know, it's been pretty bad from the very start. So it's not a surprise. But yeah, we had Andor. But yeah, Andor was like made before the Mandalorian, I'm pretty sure. You know, Disney could have helped themselves if they put Andor out first, couldn't they? Or at least if they put it out before Boba Fett and Obi-Wan, because I think those are the shows that really piss people off. And that's why nobody turned up for Andor. And really, it's only Disney to blame for that, isn't it? But yeah, you can definitely see how bad it is, especially from watching Andor. But I suppose I will finish off there until next week. It's been over an hour now, and I'm exhausted. I need a drink. I need to relieve myself. That sort of usual stuff. But I guess I'll be back for episode 2 next week. Which, yeah, these episodes, yeah, Wednesdays. Every Wednesday. But it's 1 down, 7 to go.